Today, we will be able to answer questions to demonstrate understanding. Remember that when we do this, we are trying to answer some questions to show that we understand the text that we read. Today, we will be reading a passage called Reduce, Reuse, Recycle. Now, before we're able to read about reduce, reuse, recycle, I thought we could talk a little bit more about what those three words mean. Reduce, reuse, recycle is also known as the three R's. When you reduce something, it means you are using less. Here's an example. Instead of using a lot of plastic bags, you could start using one bag or a reusable bag or a paper bag so we're not using as much plastic. The second R in reduce, reuse, recycle is to reuse. Being able to reuse means you are using something more than one time. Here's an example. When you're done with your clothes, you could donate them to someone else who might want to use those clothes later on. Another way you can reuse is to use bags at the grocery store. If you take your own bags, you can keep using them over and over again. And the last word is recycle. When we recycle, we are putting things into a different space so they don't go into the trash and it can be converted into something else like paper or cans and glass. Now that we know what the three R's are, we are ready to read our passage. As we read, we will also pause and write a gist. Let's begin reading our passage. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Many of the materials that humans use can be recycled into usable materials. This means humans must dispose of waste appropriately. What is waste? Waste is anything that isn't used and thrown away. Let's pause there and write a gist for what we just read. We read that a lot of waste can be recycled, so people need to do their part. Let's continue reading. There are several ways humans can help the disposal of waste in a manner that has minimal impact on the earth. First, aluminum cans, glass, and plastic can be brought to recycling centers and melted down into reusable products. This keeps them from filling up landfills. Also, reduce the amount of waste you use. This means conserve natural resources and use less of them. One great way to conserve is simply turning off the water faucet while you are brushing your teeth. There is no need for the water to run for an extra minute if it isn't needed. The last way to help our planet is to reuse materials instead of throwing them away. One easy way to reuse is to bring your own bags to the grocery store. This keeps you from wasting plastic bags every time you shop. Let's pause again and write a gist for the section we just read. In that section, we mostly learned that there are many easy and simple ways you can help dispose of waste and help the planet. Let's read our last section. Just doing a small amount to save our planet makes a difference. Commit today to reducing, reusing, and recycling. Let's take a look at the gist for that section. In that section, we mostly learned that you can make a difference in our planet just by doing your part. Now that we've read the entire passage and stopped and gist, I want you to choose a gist for the entire passage. In your Google form now, you will be able to select a gist for our entire passage. Once you choose your gist, please come back to the next video so we can review the gist as well as our thinking steps before we answer some questions.